Oh, welcome to the stream. I still haven't fixed the problem with that YouTube's gonna yell at me that it's the wrong thing. Quick, so normal latency. Anyway, so isn't from the title, we're adding some premature optimization to the editor, mostly because this one thing's been nagging on my mind, and I'm like, I gotta fix it before like they release the version and then it's kind of like baked into the 0.16 forever. But I'm also gonna do a bit of a yellow line hunt first because like there's lots of them in the editor, and I feel like it might be a quick thing to just go through and like just do everything that the thing says to. Yeah. Wait. Why are you passing immutable reference to a string? That then immediately becomes immutable reference to a string. Well, let's go back to wherever that was. I gotta make sure that I'm on the right build actually, so that I don't fuck around doing all this and then find out that I'm on the wrong Git build and break everything again. Cool. 16 branch. Cool. I don't know where I was. Okay, so apparently, okay. Why are you self.friendly name? Why are you just stringing these? Weird. I'm gonna leave that one because that's just my edit. Why? Okay. First off, why is this mutable? Assets was already a reference. Weird. If fallback path. Okay. No. Also, this should probably be like is empty. Okay, why are you taking in references to string? Stir. Okay. Update name. Well, first off, they should probably be two lowercase, because that clones them anyway. Okay. Load. Down here, I'm pretty sure again it takes in a mutable stir, but it's like immediately just cast it to a string. But you don't need to be mutable. Exists hidden lifetime. Okay, that should be fine. Material exists and load. Why? Empty doc string, okay. A bit weird that it complained about that. So gonna leave that alone. Can be collapsed. I think leave that one alone because that seems confusing and I don't want to mess with whatever logic that is by not understanding it. So save data. This expression creates a reference which is immutable. Okay. Again, it's an immutable reference. Go to handle because it's unused. Unused docstring. So technically, I think that's because I'm doing comment under the docstring. So no. Huh. Right. You have to do it here. There we go. Okay. Can be derived? I don't care because again, that's just that I've got like my clippy set really stuck and aggressive. I know. Okay. Just again, my aggressive clippy doing aggressive clippy things. Yep. Again, just lots of aggressive clippy. Then should be right. And then send should be right. Quest load event. Okay. Very complex type. What even is this type? Can easily be queried for, so we can immediately get this data. I did. Okay. Add part. Okay. Very complex type. Very complex type. So you should be right. Collect runtime data event. I feel like these changes should have been caught by the other person. I'm sure there was a commit that came out after I did this. Let's check that. Yeah, pull that down. I think this is going to fix like half of the things. I can't pull it down because I've changed some stuff. Excuse me. Okay, close. Let's discard that. Let's stash all my changes. Pull this down. Okay. And then can I restore my changes? And go, okay. So you have a conflict because, yeah, okay. So let's discard my changes. And none of the others have conflicts, did they? Nope. Okay, cool. So version, yep, okay, so save and then yep. Okay, in here. Redundant closure. I think it's saying redundant closure because we can just say like that. That. Fold. Okay. Format related. Request. Editor toggle. Okay, so these aren't used anymore apparently because we're using an observer to toggle. Lots of just like unused, so just really hunt down the yellow lines. Okay, I'll go up here and go field assignment override the initial. Yeah, that is a bit weird. Wait, what? that does throw me. Why are you setting the default transform? And then, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just assume that when I find stuff like that, that there was a reason and that the reason doesn't exist anymore. And leave it alone because it's not my problem to solve. Okay, cache. Handle. Okay, use of clone on type side panel, which implements copy. Okay, so apparently we're just gonna copy that. Weird. Okay. Hotbar. It's formatting. You seem to use enumerate, and then immediately discard the index. He's not wrong. What? Why are you doing that? I'm assuming again at some point you had a need for the index, and then at some point you discarded the index, which is like why? Okay, weird. Bottom panel. Large size difference between variants. Interesting. Again, not my problem to fix, but this expression creates a reference to something that was already a reference. Okay. Button, and apparently, oh no, I've done something. Oh, fuck knows what I opened. Right, a reference to type name, and then same again, where it's like you pass in a reference to a reference. Again, that's formatting issues. Is self.path is empty. Okay. Default value, yeah, okay. Or default. Search suffix, okay. So update, okay. That was very big, and their format issues. It's a formatting issue. Yeah, it's saying I can derive that, don't care. Selected, too many arguments, again, not really a problem that I'm going to fix today. God knows what this is. Too many arguments, there's map or, again, not going to touch actual logic because that requires an understanding of how it works and I can't be bothered. I'm just trying to minimize the number of yellow lines that appear everywhere. Label, yep, okay. Okay. I don't use without anymore. So that's going to be telling me, oh god, that is still a lot of arguments. Very complicated. Something said useless. Plus clone. Consider removing into edit clone. They're saying I can just map this? No, I need to clone it. I think I just have to clone it and then map it. I don't need to call into editor because it's already an iterator. Okay. Again, doing some weird map logic there. Get rid of you. You're just complex. You're really complex. Fix new user input. Okay. Math direction 3, not a thing. Relationships. A complex type definition. We're not fixing that. Handle. So complex type. This statement can be collapsed. Again, not touching logic today. At least not that logic. Handles. Yeah. Calling unwrap handle after checking if it's valid is some. Yes. If let handle equals handle. Nope. One day I'll learn shortcut keys. Okay, and then we just pass in the handle. Yeah, unwrapping like that. Okay. Useless. The conversion of the same type. Okay. Yeah, that's using mapping, utilities. I think what that's saying is maybe not. Okay. Oh god, there's still so much shit that needs to. Okay, well, that's just unused. So let's do that. Handle init rotate drag. Okay. So apparently this can just go. Nope, that broke something. So I'm just gonna like leave that alone. Probably, yeah, no, it's complex type. I should tidy that up. So as again, as complex type, despawn rotate gizmo is no longer a thing apparently. Duplicate. Okay, that's fine. To be honest, I feel like this should go because this will track down some other issues. Like, if I just go mod ray, I think anything using the ray tracing shouldn't probably be using the ray tracing. Well, they had different hit types and stuff like that, but again, I feel like I'm not actually using any of this logic because I like overwrote most of this raw logic. Where are you coming from? Wait, what? Now, other stuff is broken. Interesting. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Just put it all back. Oh, so you can keep going. But we can just undo and put you back. Put the ray back. Alright, we'll leave that alone because obviously I need to tweak the logic that I'm using. We can get rid of these though. Okay, remove that. Type definition. Very complex, yeah, I don't care. Okay, again, there's a lot of like formatting issues. And then in examples, this is my stuff, which I hope they didn't leak into the fucking main thing. Interesting. Interesting. Right. I think that's it. So let's commit that as a yellow line. Remove most didn't do any might change logic. Didn't do any related Okay, let's commit that. Push that. Now, my question is, can I make a new branch? And technically I don't want to build on top of this, but anyway. What was I doing? Oh yeah, move to cow. Okay. Right. So somewhere in here we're gonna look for something that's gonna be like vec string. Because there's a whole handful of these registered type names. Which would also actually be a hash map. Get bridged rect component names. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna swap the cow. Static stir. The idea with swapping to this is instead of passing around a vector of strings, we can pass around a vector of constors, like static stirs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I'm using cow because I don't actually know if there's at any point a need to type path. See, like, because the type path's the static stir, and then we're going to string, not into. So we append this, which is get bevy reflect. Oh, this is my thing, isn't it? Yep. And then instead of string, it's dot into, like that. Collect material files. My phone is ringing. I will be right back. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that I want to fix. Is that a telephone call? Okay, so registered type names here. Parity with the startup Bevy resource. I don't know why they've got a copy of it. Anyway, you need this cow. Static stir. Right. So you need to find the other places. So first off, you want to your cow. Static. Anyway. Component selection combo. Cow. Static. So. Search filter. Well, that needs to be a string. Request add requested add request. I feel like you should also be a cow. Available components is types it a filter existing type names, existing components, reflected component. Okay, so existing components, reflected component. This needs to be a cow. Again, cow is just so that it has the flexibility to be a string if for some reason we have dynamic type names. Because I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure, all type names in this thing are static because they're just using the Bevy type names. So source, I think that can stay a vector of strings. Asset browse, file browser multiple. That seems complicated. Get prompt config. Okay. But like, it's a mutable vector of strings, but are they actually strings? Yes, because we actually do replace. So that one can stay a vector of strings. Again, you're a vector of strings. Filter. Wait, what? Why? Okay, if I scroll down here and you don't even fucking... Why would you do that? Okay. Why not just take the filter as a vector of strings to begin with, then? Then you just go filter s. And you just say filter, because that renames everything in here. Okay. You're doing the same thing, aren't you? Yep. Okay. Filter refs. Get rid of that. Sure, do that. And then rename. Alright. I'll never understand. Alright. So now let's go find the red lines, because the red lines are the places that were like returning and are not working anymore. So filter here. Get prompt config. Okay. Get prompt config. Let's find this thing that says get prompt config. Any chance that I can modify you to return a static? Oops. So, and then instead of this, you can just do that. And then that will break you, but again, your return type is just static stir and obj. Okay, and then here, and then the filter works again. Okay, cool. So that's that fixed. Interface widget combo box. So So something about you wanting to collect into strings, existing components. Okay, so now you're a cow. Static stir. Dot clone, I think. Right. Now, you don't like this contains thing. The trait burr is not satisfied. You can't burr, what? But kind of like as red? Okay. Apparently that works. So generic items. The trait interface shared widget combo box select item is not satisfied. Is that you? Interface shared. Okay. So we'll work on that in a second. I saw something else. You were taking a string that you probably shouldn't be taking. No? Okay. So, selection item. Search text. Group key. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so let's just selectable item for static cow string. Okay, search text is just to lowercase. Otherwise, you act exactly the same. Okay, I mean that works. Now what are you not liking? Type annotation needed. Component name. Well, you don't need to be a reference to a cow, because a cow is just a reference anyway. If. Okay. That's weird. Why do you need to be a reference to a cow? Okay, whatever. Okay. Component editor. So your hash map is string, except now your cow static stir. Contains dot as ref. Okay, let's clone. Field. Is it gonna just work? Well, that feels anticlimactic. Let's find out. Is it just gonna work? Is it just gonna work? Hmm. Okay, so can we add components? Main. My test component. Okay, it has my test component now. There's a value, okay. Add another component. Message just hello, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alright. Cool. So I do feel like we have like a something's passing around a string that probably shouldn't be. Yeah, string. So like why are you a reference to a mutable this one reference to a mutable string kind of makes sense, but why are you a reference to a string? Like you should just be a stir. You can be a string because you're actually owned. Edit material file name, friendly name. Hidden lifetime parameter, new string. Okay, like this one. Why are you a string and not a... Check what we do with it first. Path. We log it a lot. And that seems about it. It's literally just logged. I don't think... was it ever actually used? There it is. File open, reference to path. Okay, so why are you not just a reference to a stir? I mean, technically, the smarter thing to do would be, like impl as ref. Stir. Something like that. Nope, doesn't like that one. Alright, then we just need to find wherever we're sending it. Make a reference. Okay, and again, you should just be a stir. Which means we don't need to make you a reference to stir anymore. Oh, you don't like that because you get cloned. Okay. Like make you not a reference and then track down this function and be like, hey, can you just like take a stir? Now, do you do anything with the absolute string? You create a path buffer out of it. And then you do return a two-string lossy two-string replace. So, like, you do become a string. Maybe. I think they want you to be a cow, actually. Like this. You. Okay. Same thing with you. You should take in a stir, return a cow, and stir. Okay. Okay. Cannot return value reference from temporary. Interesting. Okay, so you do need to be turned into a string and then, okay. Weird. Okay. Now, that's the interesting thing. These should probably all be static strs anyway. Anyway. It's a future person problem. What is your problem? Mesh path. So first off, just don't clone it. Apparently self.mesh path is a string for some reason. You reference it. And with you just make your reference. Wait, what? Oh no, you are. Okay, so but as stir. No. Oh, it's unstable library. Okay, as ref. Okay, cool. So again, you don't like that I'm cloning. You don't. So file path is a string apparently. Okay. And okay. Why? Okay. But why? Again, you should just be a cow. Look into. Okay. Alright. Then track down the errors and suppose it's. Yeah. Like string makes a lot of sense. But then again, also like, why wouldn't you just use a cow? I also feel like this should be private. And that you should import spawn. Source new path, and then path just needs to import into stake cow, and then import dref for no target is stir. Is it core ops deref? Self.0 asref? Okay. So then instead of this, you just say new. So you're saying borrow escapes because absolute path doesn't live long enough? Now where are we getting absolute path from? Because that string... Alright, let's make you a cow as well now. To be honest, technically, to make this more compatible, we want to say import into. Something like that. And then, as ref. So this takes in... Interesting. No. I don't know how it turned it into a reference to stir. Interesting. Okay, can I specify that this is static? I can. Except it cannot. Did it say cannot specify? Okay. I want this to be static then. Absolute path does not live long enough. But why doesn't it live long enough? It's static. Okay, don't as ref it then. You need to go here and we need to say, hey, this, whatever it is. You need to import into cow static fur. You don't need as rest, you need as ref awester. Okay. It's qualifying. Okay. Question. Interesting. Okay, fine. Fine, just it's just into give reference to P. It's interesting. So you're saying that whatever I pass to you can't necessarily be an OS string, which is bizarre as all hell, but okay. Fine. Can we just make you take in a string and you go back to the horrible ownership shit of you just taking in a string. And you're just gonna take absolute string. Right. It's a weird way of doing it, but I can't be bothered fighting the borrow checker right now. Where are you getting mesh path from? Right. Two string. This is the issue, because everything is a string. Everything needs to be a string. What do you take? You just take a string, apparently. Weird. Ask if it to load. As okay. Wonder if I could have done that with the other thing that I converted back into a string is just as refed it. So collect runtime data event. Fine. Mostly because I'm gonna just give up the day. I thought this was gonna be easy and then okay. Right. Expected string found enum cow. Pending save, okay. To go update pending save to take in No, that's apparently not how you do it. That's not how you do it. It's how do I do this again? Alright, so cut that. It's this as this. As ref. Like this. Okay. Source. Okay. Do it again. So the trick with that is to go source dot as stir, and then we go wherever the hell the fucking source is coming from. One of these is not like the others. Where the fuck is that coming from? You? Oh. Okay, click spawn source. Okay. Return as underscore store. Return things. Static stir. Are you taking self? I don't know if that can do that, but we'll find out. Self dot. Oh, okay. Please return that, because your static is the life of the object, not the life of the program. Okay. Okay. Annoyingly, stir. You know, I didn't with this dumb fucking. Fucking ref stir. It's gonna tell me that it's private. Stir ref. Yep, okay. You're also public, maybe. Okay, shush. Ref. Pending save dot get mute. Why are you trying to borrow it as a string? So spawn source clone. First I heard two string. Not clone. Where is this coming from? Yep. Right. Into right, and then your type is cow state stir. Right, and then we can use reference to that. Remove, and then source, and source is going to have the same issue where sources. Same fucking issue. Okay. Okay, this is a reference to a cow. No, okay. Is this like just a type annotation needed? Okay. Definitions. Down here. Okay. STD with a meta file path. Okay. I'll turn it back into a string, only because I'm too lazy to work out what it needs to be. And relative to absolute self.path. Okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Fine. A lot of this stuff is getting turned back into a string because I haven't done everything. Source. Sure. Clone that. Then we go to the editor. Loaded source. Okay. Now, technically, even though I convert like most of them back to strings, it's still more efficient than what was already there. Mostly because what I'm converting back to strings were clones of strings anyway, so the clone, I'm not adding a clone, instead of cloning a string, I'm converting a static reference to a string. Yeah, let's make it run, make sure it all works. And then I'm going to call it for tonight because life is doing life and I've got other stuff to do. So, thanks to anyone who tuned in for the, it's like an hour that I did this. Yeah, like an hour. I'd like to do more streams like this, kind of fun just to do like a quick little, like, motivate myself to do stuff by streaming it. Alright, cool. I think everything should be working. Right, alright. Cool. So let's go request that this stuff gets merged, but so they push more stuff to the main. Sure, so let's go convert all vec string to vec count. Okay. Like that. So we minimize this, we'll go back to the git. Alright, what am I doing? Okay. Right. So we do this and then just go do that. And then we want to go let's do this. to this. Texture. Is we should always instead of passing string to replace vec. Okay. I'm using replace. There is a reason we might need non-static. But in the future, I like to replace this with replace when going through I don't see a reason to give it a vec of strings. Something like a vec of pipe. That is and okay, type keep a vector of strings over like a vector of type IDs and a copy of the type registry to look up as info as needed. Okay, let's do that. Okay, thank you all for tuning into the stream. I will see you all in the future. Now I gotta remember to stop the stream. Bye. Yeah.